financial reports created by Hardinsoft are based on the trial balances that have been saved using the trial balance option of Hardinsoft. Now, in that in the trial balance, you have the save option. As you select the save option, the snapshot of the trial balance, the from date to date, is actually saved in a separate doc type, and these doc types have to be selected for these financial reports. Right? There are multiple options that we have created. Firstly, you can print the trial balance itself. So if you want to reprint the trial balance, so it's like the trial balance which has been stored as a snapshot can be reprinted using this option. Then you can print the P&L and balance sheet. Now P&L and balance sheet is based on the simple fact that the trial balances, like you have segregated as income and expenses, and based on that income, expenses and assets and liabilities. So you can generate the profit and loss and balance sheet in a single stroke using the trial balance, snapshot of the trial balance that was selected earlier. Right? Now when you select the trial balance, here you see the details of the snapshot. Right? So here you can see this trial balance has been is for the period for 1st April up to 8th February 24 for the company Hardinsoft Consultancy, and here it has been here you can see the details of the date and time when it was generated. So it was generated on the 8th of February, okay, and the person is Mr. Banerjee, right? So this trial balance, the P&L on balance sheet will be based on the trial balance that has been generated or created by Mr. Banerjee for the company Hardinsoft, right? So that way you can select any trial balance based on that, right? Now this select compare trial balance will be used in the cases where you can compare the trial balance. In this option, when you select the compare trial balance, that time you have to select the other trial balance which you want to compare. Now this is a very interesting aspect. You can compare the trial balance not only of different periods, okay, it will be a kind of a horizontal comparison. So you will have columns of one trial balance and the columns of other trial balance, and you can compare them directly. You can even compare for different companies. So when you selected a company here, okay, in the first option, in the first select trial balance, base trial balance, you had a trial balance list of filtered for this company, right? And in the compare, there is no filtration. So effectively it means that you can compare the trial balance of two different organizations also, companies also, right? Provided they are on the same side, right? So this could become a very useful feature, right? And when you see here, so you have the two trial balances on a side-to-side basis, right? So you have the account, then you have closing balance, then the account and the closing balance, right? Now you can have other additional options. Now the additional options are that you can effectively select the closing balance mode, right? Now when you select, now this is a closing balance mode by default, right? When you select the period net amount, right? When you select the period net amount, the closing balances are not compared, but the period amount, okay? Now the period amount is nothing but the difference between the total debit and the total credit of that period, okay? Now this comes in handy when you have to compare, let's say, expenses and income, okay, where the period is important. So let's say you have a trial balance for the first quarter, and then you have taken a trial balance for the second quarter, right? So when you select the period net amount, so the income and the expenses, okay, typically will be compared with the income and expenses of the first quarter and the next quarter, right? So that is where that period trial balance. And when you look at the closing balances, so there effectively you will get the closing balances which are compared. So this would be great if you want to compare, let's say the account receivables, or the balance sheet aspects. So so you have two options in that, right? So when you compare the closing trial balance, it's just the closing, and when you select the period trial balance, you have the period, right? So that's how this whole thing can become very useful. Thank you.